Hi, I'm Piper,
And I'm Josh.
and we've made a podcast about sexism, so enjoy.
Welcome to Anti-Sexism Week on the Josh and Piper podcast. This week we are going to talk about sexism. So Josh, what's sexism?
Well, Piper, sexism is when a boy says to a girl, "You can't play rugby because you're a girl," or it could be when a girl says to a boy, "You can't do netball because you're a boy."
Wow, that's some good examples, Josh. And I've got a bit of a story to tell you. So when I was 9 years old, I was at one of my rugby games. A man that was supporting me and said, "You're a good little supporter, aren't you? Where is your big brother?" I said to him, "Thank you, but no, I'm playing it. My big sister is over there." He laughed at me and then said, "You can't be playing rugby. It's a boys' sport." I was so sad.
Now Piper is going to interview our guest.
I have got Lana here from the Morning from Breakfast Club, and I'm going to ask her a few questions about sexism. So, have you ever experienced sexism, Lana?
Yes, I have, unfortunately, at work, in some sports teams, and friends groups. I've experienced it quite a bit. Yeah.
Our next question is, how do you feel about sexism?
I wish it didn't exist. I think over a long period of time it's become normal, which I hope we can stop. And it's something we don't need. And I think we should make a good effort to try and stop it.
How do you think we can stop it?
I think it starts on a real small scale. I think if you hear somebody saying something that's slightly sexist or with a bit of sexism, I think a good idea is to call them out on it. You can do it politely. It doesn't have to be nasty. You can just say, you realise what you just said is quite sexist? Because sometimes people just don't realise they're actually doing it. Maybe it's normal. They haven't thought about what they're saying. And so I think it all starts with, making those little changes to change their attitudes.
How do you think we can spread the word?
I think it's making sure that your friends and your family know what sexism sounds like or know what it looks like. So, a few examples of that: you can't do that, you're just a girl. You can't do that because you're a boy. All that sort of stuff. And I think if you tell people and give them examples of what it is, then they can look out for it and they won't do it, hopefully, as much, if at all.
What do you think is the biggest effect on people when they experience sexism?
I think from my own opinion, from my personal experience, you feel a bit left out sometimes. You feel like you can't do stuff. You feel like you're not enough because for my case, because I'm a girl, I'm not enough, because people have said stuff to you that makes you feel like you can't do it because you're a girl, so you feel a bit flat because of it. You feel a bit bummed out. You feel like people don't really understand just how much you can do because they just think just because you're a girl you can't do it. So you feel a bit gutted.
And it's the same for boys too.
Same for boys. Yeah, exactly. I must be careful to not be sexist myself when I say those things because it affects both boys and both girls.
Yes. Do you have any more you'd like to say?
I just hope that in the years to come, we don't discriminate, towards people's sex and use sexism as often as what we are now. Because I think once we stop doing it, the world will be a much better place. And I think if we make those small changes in all the little tiny occasions where we hear it, whether it's at a family dinner, whether it's a grandparent, whether it's a friend, if we all say something, I think we'll be able to change it and it won't be around for much longer.
Thank you, Lana.
No problem.
So Lana had a lot to say, didn't she?
Yes, she did, Josh. And that's only some of the ways sexism is shown.
Now we have a few sayings that I would like to share with you. Like, why won't you man up and do this properly? This is sexist because if you're saying man up, you would think, hey, be strong and be tough. But women are strong and tough too. So why is it man up and not woman up? There's also be ladylike. This is like saying don't yell or don't be like an animal, but it seems okay for men can and not ladies, and I don't see why.
In 2015, a woman posted on her blog, if sexism impacts mental health, it makes sense that it would also impact suicide risk for young women and young men, no matter where they live.
Hashtag like a girl. If you haven't heard of this this was a campaign. In this campaign, they had different ages and different genders come and act like girls for them.
They said, run like a girl. They said, run like a girl. All of the boys and older girls did a stereotypical run, but all of the girls my age just ran normally.
And they asked who did the stereotypical run, why they did it. Why do you think they did the run?
Then they asked them if saying like a girl was a bad thing. What would you say?
Like, being sexist means you're using a stereotype way of thinking and are typically against the opposite gender and really against your gender. It's discrimination at its very least.
I think that sexism is definitely in the family of discrimination and is a problem that needs to be solved by you and I. So don't let it go by being a bystander. Be an upstander and put sexism in its place out of this world.
On to Mars. Here is a fact about sexism that you probably won't even know or realize that is sexist. Men think that women should always smile, that women are housewives or stay-at-home mums. But honestly, come on men, they aren't robots, they are humans just like you, and they have emotions, feelings, and opinions too.
Also, Kieran Reid, the Crusader in All Black, earns about $1 million each year. That is enough to buy 200,000 pies. Yet the women's team, the Black Ferns, only earn about 40,000 each year. I mean, like, sure, women's rugby was not encouraged before, and we can't change the past, but we can choose our future, and this is not right. Women and men being different.
Next subject: how people speak to each other because of their different genders. Say in netball, girls take advantage of boys because they probably don't even know the rules, and they convince them to make foul steps and not play the game properly.
Also, my mum was trying to sell our band, and the people that she was trying to sell it to knew she was a girl, and they said that they think she should bring the price down a bit because it was too high. And she said, well, sorry, if you can't afford it, that's just too bad. But they took advantage of her because she was a girl and not a man. Do you think they would have taken advantage of her if she was a man? Probably not.
Now we have a few questions that have been asked and we will answer. Why does it happen? By Arahia. Well, Arahia, it happens. The opposite gender will think that they are better than your gender, or think that the Pacific gender you can't do something.
Next, we have a question that is, if I'm a girl, can I play boy sports? Now, what I say to that is you can do anything you want. There is no such thing as a boy sport and a girl sport. I mean, like, I play rugby and I smashed the boys on the other team who thought I was weak.
Did you know that according to the New South poll, 77% of the New Zealand women feel that their chances of a career progression has been limited because of their gender?
That's so sad, Josh.
Now they're going to tell you a few ways you can be an upstander. You can be an upstander by politely saying to someone that they have been sexist or they are making a joke. If you can say, maybe think of the joke and just said and think you're trying to be sexist or not.
Yeah, and if you've been sexist, just say, sorry, I didn't mean to be sexist, and just be nice to the best of your ability. On another topic, boys and girls' toys. Boys and girls' toys are related to what people want them to be in the future. If you think about it, trucks, cars, and guns, boys' toys, right? Barbies, hairdressing kits, and babies' animals or baby dolls. Why do marketers do this? Girls can drive trucks and boys can do hairdressing. There is nothing stopping anyone except sexist people and outdated ideas. Did you know that pink was originally a boy color until Mattel started marketing Barbie Barbie dolls with pink packaging. Then it became a girl colour. What sorts of things did you play with when you were a toddler? And is it any different to what toddlers play with now?
In 2015, there were only 21 female prime ministers or presidents out of 195 countries in the entire world. In most countries, women only earn between 60 and 75% of a man's wage for the same job. That doesn't even make sense. In America, women get more college degrees than men, yet men are more likely to have a bigger, higher paid and higher powered job.
This is so unfair that women aren't treated the same as men.
Now, Piper, how can we stop sexism for good?
Well, Josh, we can be upstanders and not bystanders.
What's a bystander, Piper?
Well, it is someone that sees something bad happening and does not help.
And upstander must be someone who stands up for someone.
Yeah, and there is a girl that was playing rugby in a rugby tournament, and the people running the tournament said she couldn't play, and if she walked out onto the field, they would take away all of the points that her team scored. But her team stood up for her and let her play, and they lost the tournament for her. And well, I guess that's the end of our podcast, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, so
Bye.
So that was our podcast, and thanks for watching.
Bye.